Hi guys, so today I thought I'd start a tutorial on a basic Samba warm-up that I commonly do with my students. This covers a number of fundamental steps in the Samba. There's no partner required. The figures we'll be covering will be the whisk, the stationary Samba walks, the Botafogos, circular voltas and spot voltas. I'll go through a little bit of detail about how these figures work, and then we'll do it up to speed with the music. I hope you have fun trying to keep up with this one. It's a fast one. Okay, so I'm going to go through a little bit of the details of the fundamentals of Samba. I'm not going to go into every little bit of detail. We can save that to our later videos, but it's enough just to give you a bit of an idea and to get you moving along with me. So the first step we have is the whisk. Okay, now before I go into talking about the whisk and these other figures, I think it's important to discuss one of the fundamentals in Samba, and that is the bounce action. Now, I don't want to break this down too much to make it too confusing, but essentially, we need to keep the knees buoyant, keep them bouncing. So when you bend your knees, we're going to count that as a 1. And then when we straighten the knees, as we come out of a bounce, we got and. So we got and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2. Throughout all of these figures that I'm going to be going through today, this knee action is a consistent. Okay, so we'll get on with the whisk. So males and female steps are the same. We're going to start with doing the whisk, taking a side step this direction. Notice how my feet are slightly turned out. So we've got and. Now, when I go and, I'm going up. I'm also going up onto my toes. So you'll see here I'm going and 1. So now I've gone down on the 1. Now I've got and, I start to straighten the leg. And then I go onto the ball of the back foot, up, land on the front foot, 2. And 1, and 2. If I show you that side on, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2. So that's the whisk. Next, we have the stationary Samba walk. So I'll get you to stand with your weight on this leg here, extend the other leg back. We're going to start the knee slightly flexed, and then we're going to go and. So as we go and, we're going again up onto the toes. Now bring this foot slightly forward of the other foot, so the arch is level with the ball of the foot. 1. We're going down on 1. There we go, and extending the leg back just onto the ball of the foot. Can lift the hip a little here. Slide the front foot back, 2. And we'll repeat again, rising up. And 1, and 2. If I show you that side on, from here I've got and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2. So that's a stationary Samba walk. Next, we have the Botafogos. So basically, if I start from here, a good way to understand this is if you start with an A shape in your legs, try to keep your center line right in between the feet and the thighs slightly squeezed. Lift the heel up here and raise the hip. So you can see I'm not just dropping like that, I'm keeping up here, and then I bend into the front knee, or this knee here. So again, I'm going and 1 to land 1. I go and so pushing up onto this foot, a bit like doing a pelvic thrust. Then quickly flip this foot around, keeping this foot on this angle here. 2. So we have a nice turned out leg line here. We repeat the other side. We got and 1, coming out and 2. Again, keeping that foot there. That's your Botafogo. Next, we've got the circular voltas. So I'm starting from this position here. I bring this foot across in front, again rising up, and 1. Now, this position here, But I mean, we call this a Cuban cross. So notice how my leg line is in line with my body line here. I'm facing on an angle. The toes of my supporting foot are straight. So we create some sort of profile here. So when we land in a volta, we're in this cross position here. We've got one. We've got and, then placing the foot to the side onto the toe. Draw across in front and land two. Then we're going to do this circular. One, two, one. I'll do that the other way. So now I can bring the left foot across in front. I'll turn a little bit on this one. So I have Cuban cross facing this direction here. One. Then we go. And two, and three, and four. So it's circular voltas because we're traveling around in a circle. Next we've got solo spot voltas, or I just called them spot voltas before. Basically from here, you can do half a turn and land in Cuban cross position, keeping the ball to the right foot or this foot, whichever one you've got in front on the spot. We're bouncing out again, place the foot to the side, turn about a quarter here, move the hip a little if you like, and land back into Cuban cross two. We can do that the other way. One, and two. So that's all the figures. I'm going to now compile them into a little routine. I'll do it slowly first. We're going to start with a routine moving this direction, and then when it continues on, it will start this direction here. We're going to have 4 lots of everything. Okay, starting with a whisk, slowly first. 4 whisks starting this direction. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. 1 and station walks. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1, we'll turn a little here. To start that, if I go 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1, circular voltas. 1 and 2, and 3. The other way. 1 and 2, and 3. Spot voltas. 1 and the other way. 1. Now 4. 1 and 2 and 3. And then starting this way. Whisk here. 2 and 2 and 3 and 2. Stationary walk. So 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 4, turning a little bit of fogo. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1. Circular voltas. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 the other way. 1 and 2 and 3. Spot voltas. 1 and 2, 1, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. And we're back to the start. Okay, now we're going to try that to music. Okay, here we go, starting with a whisk this direction. 5, 6, 7, and 3, 4, 5. Stationary walks. And then turning a little, by the fogo. Circular voltas. Spot voltas. 4. Whisk. Stationary walks. Turning a little bit of fogos. Circular voltas. In the other way. Spot voltas. Back to the start. Well done. Okay, so here you go, keeping up with that. I'll go through the steps in a little bit more detail in future videos.